Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. We're looking at a 1998 Suzuki Jimny. This one would be the third generation. This one has 183,000 kilometers on it. It's the Japanese version of the Jimny, or what they have in North America as a Samurai, which in Japan can come with a 1.3 liter engine, or the 660cc turbo engine, which this one is. Almost all of the ones here in Japan have the 660cc turbo because you've got cheaper taxes on them, and as such they were much cheaper to run. They are classified as a K car and have a yellow license plate as a result. And look at that, this one was registered in Fuji, like Mount Fuji. Very cool. The car you're importing from Japan used to drive on Mount Fuji. Very cool. Now this one here, bought from auction for export over to the USA. That is what we do. Buy from auction and export. And here I'm telling you the condition of your car before it's being shipped off. Now this one here, the engine seems like it needs to have a little bit of a tune-up or checked out. The engine itself revs fine. Have a listen. At idle, it's a little bit shaky, but there's no misfire. Just a little bit shaky. Probably just needs a good run-in. I have heard from a number of people that as soon as the vehicle lands, you put some new gas in it and give it a good solid drive, then problems such as these tend to go away. Now, oil and coolant has been checked. Everything is non-problematic. We have a battery here that was replaced in 2024 by the looks of it, and a timing belt sticker here, which was done long enough ago that we can't read it anymore, unfortunately. Okay, you're going to want to do the regular tune-up things, coolant and air filter and stuff like that. Look at this, the jack is inside the engine room. Cool. I'll just close the hood. And yeah, because this is the turbo one, you get this intercooler on the top of the engine, as well as a hood duct to fit the intercooler. And so to a lot of people who only know the North American ones, they're going to be like, I've seen that before. It's a Samurai, but it looks a little bit different. This one being the generation after they were dropped in North America, so the front end looks a little bit different. Okay, if you want, you can have the original plates from the car. It's a new thing that we're doing, and so let us know if you buy a car and you want those. The original Mount Fuji plates in this case. That one there has pretend plates on the back. Okay, so 1998 Jimny XL Limited four-wheel drive. They are all four-wheel drive. The XL Limited, I'm not sure. There are a bunch of different trim packages of the Jimny. Many of them are all the same, except for the ones that are, for example, the high roof one or the convertible one. Auction rate 3.5 and interior, exterior are both C. It is a more than 25-year-old vehicle, or actually in this case 25 years, and we don't know how many months. So exactly a 25-year-old vehicle with 183,000 kilometers. There are going to be a few things that need touching up here or there, but for being this old, the condition looks like it is quite nice. So it's original silver. It says mud terrain tires are on it, and it is true. These mud terrain tires have DOT markings on them, and they're from 2019. And the wheels themselves are, I believe, original wheels. They are looking a little bit like brake dust has been embedded in them, so they're going to need a good clean, and they have a bit of corrosion and whatnot, as an old wheel will always have. Registered until 2027, which means somebody was driving it recently and intended to drive it for 2 years. Well, every 2 years you need to re-inspect the car to make sure it passes safety here in Japan, and it has been done in 2025 March, and so has been inspected recently, and nobody pays for the inspection unless they intend to drive it for a while, in which case they paid for the inspection but then ended up selling their car a couple of months after. Kind of a rare thing to do, but it means that the car was inspected recently. Okay, so purchase from user, seat is ripped, a small one, headliner is ripped, again small, steering wheel wear, and exterior has small scratches. Paint problems on the hood, P2. A2 is medium scratches on the front bumper, and a U3 and a B2 and a U2 over here. Okay, our website has a map for what all of that means. Let's take you now for a tour around this Jimny. It looks good in the gray. I feel like the color silver is just not done the same as it used to be done. There's this kind of a matte-ish silver that was popular throughout the 80s and a little bit of the 90s, and this car has it, and I love it. More modern silver has more mica in it, and it doesn't give that classic look like this does. Bunch of stickers on the back. You're going to see this a lot in Japan. People who own Jimnys, they tend to be outdoorsy type people, and those types of people love the sticker game. So Patagonia on there in a couple of places. The North Face, like an older North Face sticker, or at least a classic looking North Face sticker, established 1966. Patagonia, Phillip Island, don't know about that one, and Live Simply Patagonia with a Volkswagen Golf that looks like they're going to take the tire off of the bike and put it on the car. Speaking of Golfs, Golf R, yeah. Okay, gonna go through the JDM tunnel. That's the sound of going through the tunnel. And a quick look at the car from this angle. These, as far as off-road cars go, are as capable as you can get in a street vehicle, and it has to do with the lightweight, narrow body, and short wheelbase. These things can get you anywhere. You don't have to worry too much about the power because they do have a step-down gear ratio so that you run the transmission all 5 gears. All 5 gears? Yes. No, this one's an automatic. So all 4 automatic gears can be reduced so that you get more torque to the wheels if you are going to be doing some off-roading. The off-road scene in Japan is almost exclusively these. I'm not joking. Like over 95% of those people who do serious off-roading buy the Jimny because aftermarket parts are plentiful, they are reliable, they are relatively cheap, and super duper fun.
Want to see us having fun in Japan? Go check out our new channel. Link in the description.
Okay, so looking at condition here. First off, the biggest difference between this generation and the generation beforehand is the lights. If you see these 2 lights here, then that means it is the late 90s generation of them. This one here being a 1998. Okay, the fog lights are not on all of them. That's probably part of the XL package. I have a few scratches on the bumper. This is what they considered the A2. Looks like the finish is a little bit worn down, and a few minor scratches over here as well. The P2 on the hood, easy to see, it has faded. Paint isn't supposed to last 25 years, not modern paint, and so you're going to get stuff like this on many of the cars. Garages in Japan are not so much of a thing, though the auction sheet will tell you the grade of the paint. Coming down the side here, this is where U3 is, so it's looking all right, right? The U3 is here. It's not too bad. And I will argue until the day I die that Jimnys, they can look better with body damage on them. It's kind of like a skateboard. When you see a skateboard that's completely clean with no scratches, it's like that person doesn't skateboard. Same thing goes with the Jimny. So this is the B2 that they called. There's a little bit of surface rust there, but it hasn't eaten anything away yet. I would get that cleaned up before it becomes a problem. Going now here, the back corner is okay, a little bit faded rear bumper with some flex cracks in this section here and some paint cracks over there. The rear mount tire has been taken off and is inside the vehicle. I believe the buyer of this one wanted the tire. I would. So there you can see it. And it looks like it comes with all the hardware to put it on. So I'm going to put it on for you. I suspect you want it. The roof, not looking too bad. And down here, cool looking gas filler. I love how there's no door over it. It's very utilitarian, isn't it? And then we got what looks like a little bit of a denting section there. Not so bad. A few scratches on the sill. A little bit of rusting around the hinges. That's just metal on metal with no bearing in there. And so, yeah, it's going to rust unless you don't open your door. And that's just a substance on the paint. Underside, you do have to be a little bit worried about any car at 25 years old in terms of rust underneath. This is looking all right. Love the suspension setup for this. Solid front, solid rear axle, coil springs on these ones. And yeah, robust and great. It looks like a little bit of seeping at the oil filter, but should be fine for shipping. Okay, to the interior now. Oh, and one other thing. Take a look at this. The generation beforehand had manual locking hubs. For this generation, they went away from that. So the aftermarket is there for you if you want that, but for now they are not manual locking. It is also selectable four-wheel drive, so it just comes as rear-wheel drive from factory. Not from factory. It is a rear-wheel drive and then selectable into four-wheel drive if you want that. We're going to see if I can speak full sentences today, and if I can't, then you have my apology. Okay, so the cargo area here actually has some seats underneath. They are a bit of a joke. You don't want to sit adults in the back of this, but they're really small. People know that these are basically two-seaters. You can put children in the back. If you need to put adults in the back, it'll be uncomfortable, but it's possible. There are seatbelts and whatnot, 3-point seatbelts. And pop-out style windows, because this is the 1970s still. Yeah, boy. There's actually a lot of modern vehicles that have these. And electronic ones too, that have like a little screw device that goes and they go out. My van being one of them. Cup holder there, cup holder there. And yeah, when we shot the report of this, we showed you the pictures of the seat. I'm shooting the video at a later date, and so I'm not showing you the seat because I don't want to take the tire out. That's a me problem. Here are the rips in the headliner. So there are these ones here. And a little bit saggy. It's not so bad. The interior, not smelling bad. That's something you got to watch out for Jimnys. A ton of them have been smoked in because the people who buy them here tends to be a demographic that smokes a lot. This one, not so bad. But there's not really a ton in here for the smoke to seep into, not like a bigger car. It's fairly bare bones in here. So seat ripped. It's right here where the plastic touches the edge of the seat. It's not ripped all the way through. It's just some of the vinyl peeled off. I think it should be fine. The seat otherwise is good. It is a little bit tight inside these, especially if you're off-roading. You got to watch out for your elbows hitting. You're going to get bump steer. Bump steer is when the tire moves because you've hit a rock or something and it moves the wheel physically. That's going to move your steering wheel and sometimes will hit your elbows into the door card. So do be careful about that. It is quite tight. You don't get a lot of room there. And then you sit fairly upright. You see the seat is fairly high above the ground here, giving you a fairly comfortable sitting position and ease of entry, ingress, and egress. I don't know if those are real words, but I'm going to say them. Okay, AC is, I believe it's working fine. I didn't hear anything on the report. I usually get notes for those sorts of things. You can see it looks like maybe not even smoked in. Has been smoked in, but doesn't smell of it. Aftermarket CD player here. Automatic transmission seems like it works well. And then you get 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and low gear ratio 4-wheel drive. E-brakes working good. Console with 2 cup holders. And yeah, it is nice for being an economy off-roader. 25 years that somebody has been driving this around. Looking pretty good. I would be pretty happy with this if this was my purchase. So that is going to be the end of the video. I hope it was informative for you, and you're going to hit up Pacifico's Auto to look for your own Jimny or Lupo GTI or Golf R or Honda City race car. That was me actually who bought that. So thank you so much everyone for watching the video, and have a nice day.